make sure you have a copy of the density and gravity in the water cycle reading. You can find that in the science drawer, and once you have that copy of that in front of you, go ahead and let's read it together and do that as many times as you need to until you feel confident that you can read it back to me. Here we go. When we think of the water cycle, we usually think of water cycling on and around the earth. However, there is a lot more that goes into the water cycle than just water moving around. First, you have the main energy that powers the water cycle, solar energy. Then you also have the potential energy of the reservoirs and the kinetic energy of the transfers. All of these different types of energy help the water move on and around the earth. The water cycle has more than just energy helping it along, though. Don't forget about the force of gravity. So what role does gravity play in the water cycle? Well, without gravity, all of the water and everything else on the earth would be floating around. It would be hard to take a drink of water or go swimming in the ocean in water that is constantly floating up. Gravity helps keep the denser form of water, liquid, down on the earth. The force of gravity creates all of the reservoirs on the earth. Oceans, lakes, ponds, groundwater, snowpack, and vegetation all have water stored in them because the liquid molecules are dense enough that gravity pulls them down toward the earth. When water is able to change into a vapor, it can defy gravity because it is less dense. Things like rocks, salt, and pollution found in water are too dense, so gravity keeps them here on Earth. The water can go through evaporation, though, to become less dense. Once in the atmosphere, the vapor will go through condensation and turn back into a liquid, forming clouds. These liquid molecules are packing together and becoming more dense, so then gravity is able to use its force once again to pull it down to the earth as precipitation. As you can see, it is a constant battle between solar energy causing the molecules to heat up and become less dense and travel upward toward the atmosphere, and the force of gravity pulling the denser molecules down to create reservoirs here on Earth. So even though it is called the water cycle, you could say that energy and gravity have very important roles.